And welcome to this edition of Baseball Essential, everybody. My name is Gershon Rabinowitz. The Yankees have invested heavily in college arms during this past draft, and in the second round, they drafted a kid out of Indiana State named Jeff Degano, and he joins us now after his first start in the short season league for the Staten Island Yankees, and it's an honor to have you on.
Thank you very much.
Jeff, you participated in the 2005 Little League World Series for Team Canada. Were there any noteworthy players that you competed against, and what did it mean to represent your country at that age?
I actually played against Dante Bichette Jr., and I think he was with Florida at that time. And it was an honor just being able to represent Canada and bring the name up for Canadian baseball players.
I think also Jurickson Profar was in that Little League World Series, so there was a lot of talent. I remember Dante telling me when I interviewed him a couple of years ago that he played against him, so there was a lot of noteworthy players there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The New York Yankees are a team that's close to your heart in a sense. You grew up an Andy Pettitte fan, you followed them closely as a kid. How surreal was it for you that you were drafted by them?
It was unbelievable. It was a dream come true, really. I just couldn't believe it when it actually happened.
Being drafted in the second round, you became the 7th consecutive player from Indiana State to be drafted. What did that mean to you? What was going through your mind when you were draft eligible?
I just really focused on the season, didn't really think too much of the draft, and getting drafted at Indiana State, it's just another name that comes out of the school, and hopefully I can keep a good reputation for him and everything.
Adam Lowen and Jeff Francis were fellow Canadians who also play in the British Columbia Baseball League. Did you consider them influences growing up when you began to follow baseball?
Yeah, I remember I met Adam Lowen when I was 10 years old, and that was the year he got drafted, and I always just wanted to grow up like him. He was a Wally guy, and I just really idolized him growing up.
And with the influx of just Canadian baseball and all these different players, were there any other players that you followed closely or watched when you were growing up that influenced you?
Probably Andy Pettitte and CC Sabathia was another guy. Just big Yankee names. Just always followed them and loved watching their stats and everything and how they played the game and went about everything.
You went to Indiana State. You majored in criminology. What made you decide to go into that field of study? And do you see yourself getting a job in that field once your playing days are over?
I was going to do fire investigation, and so becoming a criminology major kind of would help out with that area, and hopefully I can play baseball long enough that I won't have to do that.
After 2 seasons at junior college in Marshalltown, Iowa, you played for the Sycamores. You missed roughly 2 seasons due to Tommy John surgery. That's a lot of time. What measures does a pitcher go through when they suffer the injury and the recovery process, which usually takes about 1.5 years, in your case a little bit more?
I just wanted to attack it as well as I could. It's kind of one of those injuries, the harder you work, the better you'll come out with it. So the main thing was just getting back on the field and playing the game and doing my best there.
How long does it take to come off a mound and throw off of it and then go to live action, the whole process? How exactly does that work?
You start off and get your range of motion back, and then you start with a throwing program and start at 30 feet and work your way back all the way to 180. Then you finally get off the mound for 5 pitches and then just work your way up from there.
For those who have yet to see you pitch, what pitches are part of your arsenal? What areas of your game do you feel still need some refinement?
Right now, I'd say my curveball needs to a little bit work on the changeup, but fastball command was decent tonight. I was able to work both sides of the plate, and that's one of the things that I think I'll be strong at, hopefully.
And you really seem to be confident with your fastball, your changeup. You were getting ahead of a lot of hitters, even if the results were not showing up. You gave up 4 hits in your first outing. What did you think of your performance?
I got things to work on. I just need to execute pitches a little bit better when I'm ahead, get the ball down in the zone, and work my way up from there.
And just pitching your first game with Staten Island, what was the experience like for you? What did you take out of just the whole experience coming here and being a professional baseball player in general?
I was a dream come true, finally starting that pro ball debut. Having a little bit of a fan base there and everything, it just was definitely really cool.
And the best is yet to come for you. 2nd round pick. The stronger you get coming off Tommy John surgery, it really should be fun with Staten Island and with the New York Yankees. And Jeff, it's an honor to have you on.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff.